Okay, welcome to Arizona. We're at the Zen part of Gift Masters in real life. I'm super excited to be here with Dan, and we're just
My
going to
pleasure.
dive a little bit deeper into gifts. So, the first question I have for you is, what is the best gift you've ever received?
The best gift I've ever received was a gift of friendship from you
Oh,
when we were in
we
Atlanta
had
and we
such a
had some
beautiful friendship.
picklebacks. No, no. The best gifts are always highly personalized and they're unexpected. So one of the best I ever gifts I ever received was from someone who I provided an employee reference for.
Okay,
And then a week later, he knows I love mushroom foraging, or at least I love pretending to be an enthusiast in it.
that's so
So I get the
random.
bag. Yeah, it's quite interesting. So when you forage for mushrooms, you want to hold them in a certain type of bag so the spores spread. This is something you'd only know if you did some deep research into mushrooms. So what I got was this mushroom bag. In it, there were all these cards that let you identify mushrooms just from the Northeast. And there was also a special mushroom knife to cut the mushrooms. And then the last card in the mushroom card deck was like a Dan, thanks for all your mentorship. I'll tell you what, I would give that guy a million references, like whatever he needs. Sid, thank you for the mushroom bag.
Where do you even find a mushroom knife?
Well, that's what makes it such a great gift. It's probably quite difficult to find, you know.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
probably only make like 100 of those in the world.
Yeah. Who knows? But I got one of them.
Okay, so that's probably the most elite gift of all time. So, what is some terrible gifts that you received, or you're just seeing out there in the market, and this needs to stop immediately?
It's pretty elite. I can think of more elite gifts, but some of the worst gifts I think are like the ones that are just one-time use plastic that'll never get reused. But sometimes they're good and then they become saturated, right? Like the fidget spinners. Like, great, I need one fidget spinner. I don't need 25 fidget spinners.
Yes,
So,
the
like,
water bottles.
yeah, yeah, water bottles that contain microplastics. No, why don't you just gift me Alzheimer's? Thank you. Like that's not what I want.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Don't recommend.
yeah. Anyway, we haven't found a direct connection between microplastics and other kind of degenerative brain diseases, but there is a direct connection between microplastics and me not wanting to evaluate your software.
Well, there we go. That's a closed loss for Dan. Okay, so when you're thinking about social selling as of right now, that you're obviously really deep into this game, how can gifting impact social selling, and how should sellers think about it?
Sellers and marketers both think about it. Can I answer for marketers?
You can.
Okay, cool. So here's what people don't get about gifting. It's like a secret demand gen strategy, right? So you spend all this money running ads from your company page and it's inauthentic and it obviously has an agenda. Or you can divert some of that demand gen budget to gifts, send the gifts to customers and project a certain percentage chance that they'll repost that. So let's say I'm going to send 10 gifts to 10 customers, each who has enough audience to reach 10,000 people per post. That means that my cost of those impressions, assuming that 70% of them repost that gift, because of course it's a really clever gift and 70% of them will, it's the cost of producing the swag as a percentage of the impressions. So I'm getting 70,000 impressions for the cost of just producing 10 gifts. That is really cool, really powerful. So when you think about gifting, it can both personalize a step along the sales process or the renewal process, like triggering something in Salesforce using Reach Desk 2 months before renewal happens. So they get a nice gift and they remind you of it. Or you can use it in marketing campaigns to
Yeah,
acquire impressions. I think it's a lot of fun.
I love that. And what do you think about gifting in terms of like seasonality? Like obviously when it's like a Christmas is coming around and things of that nature, how does that play into these campaigns?
Well, this is actually one of the reasons that you really need to have a good gifting platform. And I've
Mm.
actually churned off a gifting platform and to Reach Desk because we got a guarantee that our Valentine's Day hearts were going to arrive on time. It
Okay.
was this amazing seasonal campaign. Book me, route me, schedule me, all these really funny things
Yeah.
on these hearts. And they showed up like a month after Valentine's Day. And I got to say, I was really embarrassed. So, the number one thing I would say if you're focused on seasonal gifting campaigns is ensure that it arrives at the season. Like a Happy New Year in February is going to
That's
make you look dumb.
that ain't hitting. That ain't
Yeah.
hitting. That's an L. Okay, so you've obviously ever seen some amazing gifts, but if
Mhm.
Reach Desk could send you a gift, what would you want?
I mean, I loved it when Reach Desk sent me the custom bottle of Casamigos with my
Ooh.
name inscribed on it a while back after we renewed at Apollo, and I deployed them at Chili Piper as well. So that was a great gift. Honestly, I would love someone to do some deep research into me and discover that I have a passion for trying to protect endangered tigers. And then they would send me like a $200,000 donation to support tigers. Like $200,000. You realize how many tigers we could save with that?
It's a
I'm
lot.
just kidding. That's not a reasonable gift. But donate a little bit of money to tigers and then send me a little thing that reminds me of that donation, like a little tiger stuffed animal. And then that's like, okay, you did your research.
Yeah.
You show me you really know me. Sam McKenna, trademark.
Shout out to Sam. So, okay, the recap here. So, number one is like you obviously love mushrooms, all these different things. So, definitely send you something of that nature. But what is really important is that know your buyer or know your person really well to understand what type of gift you really want to give.
Yeah, I would say that that's all really true. But beyond that, like people need to think about gifting less in terms of like, let me increase my win rate on a deal and more of like, what is the fabric of my brand and how do gifts involve
how to connect? What's
like,
the emotional piece?
Yeah, like how do you connect with people, but also how do you increase distribution points for your brand?
Yeah.
Like I can go out and pay influencers money to post about us, or I can send people really thoughtful gifts. And if they're thoughtful enough, they'll repost it with a mention. So I think that far too often direct mail is perceived just as a sales tool when it's really a marketing tool as well. And I just love using it for marketing campaigns.
Awesome. Well, Dan, thanks so much for giving your wisdom.
If you call it wisdom, it was certainly something. But I'm really happy to be here, and I'm very grateful for our friendship over the years.
100%, man. Likewise.